Hey guys, xInsaneFailz here, this time with a herb running guide. Now, herb farming is one of the best AFK methods to make money on RuneScape. It will take about approximately 5 to 7 minutes if done properly, and this can be done every 1.5 hours. You can start profiting from herb runs at level 9, which is the Guam herb, which isn't the best profit, but it's still it's only about 20k per run if my calculations are correct. It is possible from level 50 up farming about with Avantos even to make over 1 million coins per day. Even level 25 with Renars, if you're lucky, you can make this sort of cash per day. With your kingdom and regular herb runs, you can imagine the amount of profit this could bring in weekly. There are a few quest there are a few quest requirements, which is unfortunate. These quests they can be quite long and the quests are Ghost Ahoy for the Ectophile, My Arm's Big Adventure for disease-free herb patches, Iadga's Ruse, which is a requirement of My Arm's Big Adventure for Trollheim Teleport, Plague City for Ardougne Teleport, and all Lumbridge / Draenor achievement diaries for Cabbage Port. Your inventory. What you're going to need in your inventory is a rake, a seed dibber, and a spade. Of course, you don't really need the rake, it's just to be safe, because you're really kind of screwed if you didn't bring a rake and it starts growing weeds. The seed you're going to need is 4 times of a less expensive seed, such as Avantos. You can use more expensive, greater profit. You'll get greater profit if it's a successful run for like Snapdragons if you're at that level, but it can be risky because of loss. And 1 time more expensive seed for the disease-free herb spot at Trollheim. This could be a Snapdragon or even the highest level herb. Unless you're, of course, going to have 5 times the same seed, if you're not going to be using a different seed in Trollheim than the rest of your herb patches. You're going to want 5 super composts. Of course, you only need 4 super composts, but if you use an extra one on the Trollheim, you can increase productivity. You're going to want an Ectophile for Teleport to Port Fazzy. I don't actually know how to say that. You're going to want the Explorer's Ring 3 for Cabbage Port. 8 air runes, 3 fire runes, 2 water runes, and 6 law runes. These are for all the teleports. Of course, you don't need the last Varrock teleport. That's just there for convenience on the way back. Look at all that text. It's so scary. These are the profits. I hope you realize how long that took me to type up. I had to get all those values. Anyway, these are the profits along the right-hand side, as every single profit you can get on an average of 7 herbs per patch. So if you've got 7 herbs in a patch, that's the profit you would get. Now that's the average amount the average amount of herbs you get per patch. So you can just, whatever seeds you're using, whatever patches you're using, say if you're using 5 Avantos, you can multiply the profit of Avantos, which is about 54k, times 5, and you get 250k profit. That's on average. That's not set in stone. Yes. It's not set in stone. It's not set in anything. But yeah, that is the average amount of profit you can make per patch. Now, you can multiply them by what seed you're using in what patches. A lot of guides have that, but wow, took me a long time to type up. It will be in the description of this video in case you need to copy and paste somewhere, in case you want to keep it. As I said, this table was created on the 7th of September 2010, and all of the prices are subject to change. So don't take this. Always check the GE database. Always check the GE database for any price you ever need. Herb runs are extremely simple when it comes to equipped items. All you're really gonna need is the magic secateurs. Weight reducing clothing can be used, it's not really needed. Some people even decide to bring a Spirit Terror Bird, but my recommendation would be to not bring these because you don't really need the extra run. You may at Trollheim. I've had troubles with that before, but probably not. You're probably safe in that area. Now, the all-important order of where you're teleporting. Really, there is no real order, but it can be much easier if you follow these 5 steps. The first teleport you're going to want to do is the Cabbage Port for the patch south of Falador. The next one you're going to teleport to with the Ectophile to Port Faz, and run just run due west until you reach the patch. Ardougne Teleport for, of course, the patch north of Ardougne. Camelot Teleport for the one in Catherby, of course. If you're using Luna, of course, you're not going to use this teleport. And the Trollheim Teleport for the patch in Troll Stronghold. Now for the run. Okay, we're going to start off by teleporting to south of Falador with the Cabbage Port. Just run straight north from here, through the gate. If the gate's closed, open it, of course. Doesn't take too much explaining. Pick all the herbs. I got 8 this time. I was extremely lucky. I got 8 from a lot of them, actually. I was very lucky when it came to it. To save time, just already click on the super compost. As soon as you're finished, put the super compost on there. Put the seed, your respective seed, onto the patch. And teleport straight to Port Faz with the Ectophile. As you're running down to the patch, clean your herbs. This will bring in a couple of hundred extra GP per herb, so it's definitely worth doing. Plus, you get a tiny amount of herb lore experience for doing it. I have actually leveled by doing that accidentally. Yeah, just run straight run straight west. Use your herbs on the Tool Leprechaun and pick your herbs again. It's pretty much the same process. You may want to drop your bucket. I did here just because I'm OCD about the spaces in my inventory. I was really lucky. I got 8 both runs. Felt really lucky. Anyway, use the super compost on there, and your seed, as before, and teleport straight to Ardougne. Now you're going to want to run straight northwest here. The northwest exit of the center. And just keep running along that road. Follow that road religiously. No, just follow that road. Once you get out of the city, you're going to want to run north through this farming grounds. Well, you pickpocket the master farmer just through there, and run east. Use your herbs on the Tool Leprechaun again, of course, and pick your herbs. Use your super compost and use your seed dibber to put the herbs in there. You don't really need a spade. Now I think of it, you don't really need a spade on these runs. I just bring one because I usually do limports too. You don't really need limports, but they can add about up to 15 to 16k extra to your run. So it depends if you really want to do them. You don't have to, but they do take a bit longer. Not that much longer, but if you're really on a tight schedule, if it's like the double EXP weekend, of course, and you want to get back to training, don't do them. But they can be used for a bit extra farm, EXP, and a bit of extra money as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Just use your super compost on there again, of course. Put your last seed in. Of course, if you're using the same sort of seed on all your patches, including the Trollheim, you're going to have one seed left. Again, I still have one super compost left, as you'll see. You don't need it. I recommend having it though, because it can add to your yield at the Trollheim place. Of course, you don't really need it. It's not going to prevent you from anything, but it's not going to prevent you from disease or anything. It's disease proof, but yeah, I just add it to get that extra yield from it, because it's always worth getting a bit of extra yield from plants. Let them give out a bit more. You'll know the route. Just go into the stronghold cave, run south along here, avoiding the mountain trolls attacks. If you're low level, you might want to protect from melee or bring some armor. Of course, if you're high level, you shouldn't have to worry about it. Your run energy should just sustain you for the whole run, but just in case. Some people like to bring weight reducing clothing, but as you see, my runners sustain me for the whole time. Okay, just pick all your herbs. I don't bother banking these, because I just teleport straight to the GE, but if you don't have a teleport straight to the GE, I'd bank them. I'd use the note, I'd turn them into notes, and then teleport to the GE, or home teleport, depends what you're doing. So, that is herb running. As I said, herbs are a great way of earning money AFK. They take very little time or effort and bring in huge amounts of cash. Yeah, so they just bring in a lot of money so you can buy whatever you want. Except hookers, because it's RuneScape.